Tamara and Danny, and last year we bought a Mercedes Sprinter, and after months of repairs and removing the rust, we are ready to move on to installing the windows and fan. Once we decided on our layout, we applied sound deadening all over the van. Then we began measuring the spot for the windows and drilling and cutting holes in the roof for the fan. So today is pretty exciting. We're installing the fan, and if we can get around to it, the windows. So we got 2 windows, but we're gonna work on the fan today. So let's get into it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Let's get up. I'm just gonna check. This shouldn't fit.
Got the hole, fits in now. Now we're gonna silicone it. So that one didn't explode on us?
Nope. What we might do, I don't know. There's a lot of screws, and I'm kind of like wondering, do I trim them? That'll be for another time if that's the case. They're a little bit longer than, or quite a bit longer than my...
Isn't there something else that fits?
There is, but you do that once you have the insulation in. So, I got it taped up. Now I got to do some measuring. Kind of approximately of where the window's going to be on the outside, and I kind of got a little carried away, as I also did this side as well. So the taping that's the best tape job, but hey, it doesn't really matter. That's the stuff that we're going to remove later anyways. So where I measured is I measured about 1.5 inches from this lip down to here, so that I can account for when I insert there's like a lip that sticks back, like a flange that sticks past, so it accounts for that, so that there's some meat for it to grab to when I'm putting it in. What that also means though is that my initial measurements, where they weren't really measured, they're like wrong, which is not a problem. Like I said, if I did a little bit wrong, I can just add more tape. That's about 29.5 for starting from this. I'm kind of curious because this is if you notice this, it has ever so slightly curved, so hopefully that shouldn't be a problem. I don't know, I've watched other people do stuff like this and they never really had an issue popping in any sort of whatever they felt like. You like my ladder? Tamara has the step ladder right now. She's working, so on site, and since she's on site right now, I don't have my step ladder. That's okay. I think to start, what I'm gonna have to do is drill from the inside. So if I walk over here, I think I might have to take a drill bit and drill from this side just to get it started. And you can see my rough outline. It's not the best. It's because I used a cardboard template, and that's why these lines, I'm really not happy with those. That's why I wasn't going to use those, because they're so all over the place, because I tried to cut cardboard from the box that that it came in, and it just wasn't the most accurate. But I think that ends up what we kind of an idea though, is what the size is gonna look like. So I've actually measured it. These a little bit wider than even my measurements. So I'm gonna go off of these instead. And yeah, basically this is where the glass should sit. We need power. And I'm not cutting a bunch, I'm just making an incision so that I have a point to measure from. So there you go, I made 2 incisions, so now there's something there. So on the other side, I got something cooking. So that should allow me to make more accurate measurements all the way around. So I have a good idea of how I even want to pop this bad boy in. And it's a different line, it's this one. So I'm gonna get my center punch and my hammer. This is not the right hammer for this, but it'll get it done.
You need the mallet?
No, it's a... Okay, couple more holes.
I just drilled some drill holes to be our guide to where we're going to cut along the line, and then we'll put the template back up.
It's gonna go down to here.
Yeah,
We just I need to get the curve again. The curves are what really concern. The measurements are right. This is 19 and a half in between here and then out there, so the measurements are correct. We just need to get the curves. That's the hardest part, because it's a specific type of curve. It's not like a generic type, and it's a very unique one.
4 corners, 4 curves.
Yeah, so we have to do each of those corners and make sure that that's good.
I'll keep drilling.
Uh-oh. A good thing that this is getting cut out.
What happened?
Oh, just messed up the paint. So yeah, I pushed it too hard and it did an indentation, so just be careful of that. If you want, I can get more. What are we looking at? Looks like it's gonna fit good. So, Tamara's about to go to the store real quick. I am gonna take this wheel. I said I was gonna file it, but I'm gonna be very gentle. Take a flapper disc and I'm just gonna quickly sand down the rough edges all around the window hole, and it allowed my paint to grab to it a lot better. So that's what we're doing right now. Now let's see my work. Almost got it all. There's still some burn in some of the areas. I think for some of the smaller areas, the fire will just do it. Okay, so that pretty much accomplishes the one part of what I wanted to do, but there's a little bit more now. The next part is going to be, I want to trim this down a little bit. You probably think, why didn't I do that before? Yeah, it's a good point. I probably should have just done it, but trim this down. I just need to remove this so that we can put the rubber gasket over top. So I'll probably just cut down to here. I have my marker. That's basically all it needs to be.
Putting some paint on there.
Let's speed it up a minute. So I got some silicone on this bad boy. I didn't go too much on this time, but I have it all around the corners, and yeah, I might just put a little bit more because it still looks a little bit, the more I look at it, the more I kind of freaked out because I don't really want to do this wrong, but I don't have too much that it oozes out the side like what happened with the other thing. I want to just make sure that it sticks there well, but that's what we're doing. We're we're slapping this bad boy in. So what I ended up doing, because I didn't want to have to buy quick grips, because I got a bunch of tools that I never use because I'm no longer welding, and because of that, what I did is I took out my regular C-clamps, okay, vice grips, took my regular ones, and I took some of this extra foam from the dampening that we put right here, right on the walls, and I actually just put them around, because it's sticky, I stuck them around my clamps. So that's just to not affect the paint or anything, and essentially I just am getting it so that it's siliconed in there, it's glued in there, and right here I got a little bit of silicone. I'm just waiting for that to dry, and it'll be able to peel right off. But then once I have that in, I'll probably, you see there's a big gap there, probably fill that with silicone. I think we should probably be pretty good. It's unfortunate, but I can't get a clamp up here since the way the window opens up. So I got my clamps as high as I could. I did them pretty tight on each of the corners. Hopefully that's enough. I think that should be enough. Like I said, I put a gasket on either side, as you saw it beforehand, and then just siliconed. I didn't put too much silicone this time. You saw in the corners were a little bit heavier than everywhere else, because what's going to happen when it squeezes in is all that excess silicone is actually going to shoot out the sides. So that's why I didn't want to put too much on the ends, because I already see some excess that I'm going to have to peel off after. But in the immediate here, we just want to get it all stuck in there, sealed properly, so that we don't have any leaks. That's what we're aiming for. No leaks. I think the good news is I'm glad we looked it up. I'm glad we decided to just go with the gaskets, because I think even if we didn't cut it big, I think going with a gasket around the window is a good idea, because it's gonna be even more weather protection. So I think it's just a good idea. But yeah, that's what I did.
Re-silicone in it.
Just don't know why there's a leak on the bottom. Well, actually, it's kind of weird. It wasn't leaking here. It was that it was dripping down, I think, from up here. I just filled in the gaps right now. I think it's this corner there was a leak. And I think it's because one of the rubber gaskets got a tear in the other side when I was installing the window. And I think that's why. But I think it should be good now, because I put the silicone on the outside too. That's why I used both. Used the white for outside and then the clear for inside.
Let's take a look on the outside. Up there, that's where the leak was. Okay, so we have one window installed. So it did rain pretty hard last night. So unfortunately we had to take the clamps off that were holding the silicone to the window frame. Hopefully that didn't mess it up too bad. It was a good test though, because we discovered we had 2 leaks. So we put more silicone on the inside and more on the outside, and we'll let that dry for another 24 hours. It is really nice out today. Hopefully no more rain. And we're working on the back one for the bedroom today. So today we're installing the bedroom window here. I left a piece clearly here. I didn't put any kill mat because the window is going to fit into this section. It's not going to be the whole thing. It's one of those long ones. And yeah, so far we only are going with 2 windows for now. So let's get started. Using the template the window came with. Shape kind of interesting. What kind of shape is this? What is the shape? It's kind of sussy. This is gross. Crap.
Is it a fart?
No.